There's a fear spreading around the AI boom. People are asking, are AI data centers stealing our water? It sounds dramatic, like a giant computer is secretly drinking from your town's pipes. But the truth is, more interesting, AI is not literally stealing water, but in some places, data centers can use enough water that communities are asking a fair question: who gets priority, people, farms, or machines? Every time you ask a chatbot a question, generate an image, or use an AI tool, that request does not happen inside your phone. It travels to a data center. A data center is a huge building filled with servers. AI servers are packed with powerful chips that process enormous amounts of information. Those chips use electricity, a lot of electricity. And when computers use electricity, they produce heat. Multiply that by thousands of chips running all day, and you get a serious cooling problem. If servers get too hot, they slow down, break, or shut off. So data centers need cooling systems. Some use air, some use liquid, and many use water somewhere in the process. Why water? Because water is very good at carrying heat away. In some systems, water evaporates to cool the building, kind of like sweat cooling your body. The problem is, once water evaporates, it is not immediately returned to the local water supply. That is why people are worried. A typical data center can use hundreds of thousands of gallons of water per day. Large hyperscale facilities can use millions, depending on size, location, and cooling method. Now, to be fair, data centers are not the biggest water users overall. Agriculture, power generation, and heavy industry usually use far more water. So if someone says AI is using all the water on Earth, that is an exaggeration. But here is the catch: water problems are local. A data center does not have to drain the planet to create a serious issue. It only has to strain one town, one aquifer, one river system, or one drought prone region. That is why location matters so much. A data center built in a water rich area is one thing. A giant AI campus built in a dry region or in a town with aging water infrastructure is something else. And that is where the panic comes from. Imagine a small community already dealing with hotter summers, limited water supply, and rising utility costs. Then a massive data center arrives. It promises jobs, tax revenue, and economic growth. But it also needs land, electricity, and possibly huge amounts of water. Residents start asking, will our water bills go up? Will farms get less water? Will the town need new pipes? Will taxpayers pay for the infrastructure? And why should local resources be used so someone far away can generate AI images, ads, and chatbots? That is the emotional core of the issue. It is not just about gallons, it is about trust. Many communities feel they are being asked to accept the costs of AI without fully understanding the benefits, and water is only one part of the bigger picture. Data centers also need enormous electricity. Electricity can have its own water footprint. If a data center is powered by a plant that uses water for cooling, then AI may indirectly use water even if the building itself uses less. That means the true water cost of AI can be hidden in two places: water used on site to cool servers, and water used off site to generate electricity. This is why people want transparency. How much water will this facility use? Where will it come from? What happens during a drought? Will the water be recycled? Will the company pay for new infrastructure? Tech companies are trying to reduce water use with better cooling systems, recycled water, closed loop liquid cooling, and designs that rely less on evaporation. But those solutions are not magic. They can be expensive, they may use more electricity, and they do not erase the basic question: should local communities carry the burden of the AI boom? That is why the phrase stealing our water is so powerful. Technically, it is not stealing if a company has permits and pays for water. But emotionally, people may still feel like something is being taken from them, especially if water is scarce, especially if the deal is quiet, especially if the benefits go to a tech company. while the costs stay local. So are AI data centers stealing our water? The honest answer is not exactly, but in some places they are competing for it. AI may feel digital, invisible, and weightless, but behind every chatbot, image generator, and automation tool, there is physical infrastructure. Land, power lines, cooling systems, pipes, water, and people living nearby. So, no, AI is not drinking all the water. But the panic is not coming from nowhere, because sometimes the cloud is not in the sky. Sometimes it is a giant building outside your town, asking for electricity, land, and water. And now people are finally looking at the bill.